I have to admit that I love reading online blogs. I mean, I've got favorites. I don't know if you do. But imagine that instead of just being a reader, you could become a blogger. Now, that's a challenge for you. Jennifer Tuma is a professional blogger who says you may be surprised at how simple it can be. Thank you for being here, Jennifer.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. It can be simple, just
simple,
to create my
easy,
own blog.
Fun. Yep.
All right. First off, for those of us who don't know, what is blogging?
Well, blogging is actually a short word for the word weblog, which basically it's evolved and exploded all at the same time because they're everywhere. And basically it's just an online journal. I mean, people blog to comment on political events or on media events, or, they blog on everything from politics to, babies running around in circles in the room. Everything.
From harried mothers to politicians,
exactly.
And everything in between.
Everybody's a blogger.
Now, is it for professionals?
It can be, absolutely. It's a great professional networking tool. It's a great way to get your voice and opinion out there, but it's definitely not limited to professionals, and you don't need to be a journalist, you don't need to be a writer, you don't need any of that stuff. You just need to talk.
All right, so the bottom line is it's for anybody, and blogging is writing your opinion or your experiences down online.
Yeah.
So that other people can access it.
Absolutely. And the best thing is you don't have to worry about your punctuation and your grammar and your language. You can just put your personality out there. And
really?
That is the coolest thing. I think the best blogs are the ones that show the writer's personality. So you don't have to worry about all that stuff.
Oh, now that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Well, all right, why do people blog?
Well, for a number of different reasons. Some people want to, connect with other people and find a place where they feel like they're not out of their mind, like other people share their views and share their stories and, get that sort of connection. And some people do it for business purposes. They have a service that they're trying to promote, so they're kind of writing their experiences with the service. And just to vent. Some people just want to vent and they want a space to do it. Or share. That's it. Yeah. Any reason.
That's interesting. One of my favorite things to read are traveling blogs. Whenever I'm planning for a trip or going on a trip, one of my favorite pastimes, I love to go and check the blogging and the travel journals. And
definitely. That is a huge thing that people do. It's like their diary of their trip. And then somebody like you who wants to read it can get some great ideas. And,
you do, and places to avoid,
places to
things
go,
to do,
and,
things not to do.
You get great tips from blogs because for the most part, they're regular people. They're just telling you their experiences and sharing them. So you can get some really good tips from reading blogs, and you can share your tips from writing a blog. So it's a win-win.
Well, I know you're a blogger. How about you share your tips with me on how to start a blog? Where do you begin?
Well, the thing is, you can start a blog on anything from picking up a MySpace page or a Facebook page. There's, blogging spots on those types of websites. You can go to Blogger and create a blog just by using Blogger.
Blogger's a website?
Yeah, blogger.com.
Blogger.com.
Yeah, and set up a free blog right there. You can go as far as creating your own website and then adding a blog to it. I mean, it could be as simple or as complex as you want it to be. But it's really easy to start. Just Google the word blog and you'll find a million resources. Blogger is probably one of the most popular for beginning bloggers who don't know where to begin.
So it's a good place to
start?
It's a
three-step, your name, what your blog's about, and, you start typing. Yeah.
That simple, that easy. And I love what you said about, don't worry about your punctuation and your grammar, let your personality shine through. What are other tips to keep in mind when we're talking about blogging?
The thing is, when you're blogging, one thing I always tell people is you got to have a thick skin, okay? Because you're putting your opinions out there. Most of the time, blogs do have opinions that different than necessarily straightforward journalism. You're telling your experiences, your stories, your thoughts. And while, everybody might have friends that agree with them or some strangers that agree with them, you're going to have the people that don't, so you have to have
and you're going to get
skin.
Feedback because you're putting it out there
blogs,
for everyone to read.
More often than not, unless you create a blog to have a block for replies, blogs often have reply posts where people can reply, and when they send you their replies, you have to have a thick skin when you're reading them. And sometimes, believe it or not, blogs get so popular that there are other blogs that are written just as a response to your blog.
Really?
So you might have people, people blogging about your blog. It's really, really interesting, the whole web of it all. So you have to have a thick skin. You have to just say, you know what, I'm putting my opinions out there, and if somebody likes them, great, and if they don't, oh well, no biggie. The other thing is, another kind of cautionary tip is, do it while you're in the right frame of mind, okay?
Oh,
so
all right.
if ever the emotions
So
are
no
at-
angry blogging.
No, well, they could be a little angry, but if you can't keep a straight thought when you're blogging, like if you in one of those moods where and you can't even think straight, not a good time to blog, because you might regret what you put out there, and it's in cyberspace. It never goes away,
That's
So-
something to keep in mind, because I've
Yeah.
actually heard that employers, when you are applying for jobs, are now checking places like MySpace, Facebook. They're
Definitely.
Googling people's names so that your information does come up. So
Yeah,
you kind of want to be careful
you
about
have
what
to remember
you say.
the future's coming quickly. So if you're thinking about a new job, or you're thinking about running for president, or going on American Idol, which that came back to that girl pretty quick.
Oh, yes.
She was so sweet. But anyway, you have to remember that this comes at us. So when you go for a job, they might Google your name, and if you have something out there that you're not necessarily proud of or want to present, you might want to edit your thoughts a little. Keep a personal diary. Dear diary, don't put it on the internet for the world to know.
That's true. Now, you said, how do you keep doing it once you've started? I mean, do we define a purpose for our blog?
Yeah, I always say it's good to define a purpose, even if your blog has no purpose. Writing yourself a purpose statement, like my blog has no purpose, or my blog is about my daily, cleaning routine, or my daily activity with the kids, or, when the kids frustrate me, I want to write a blog, or when I love the kids, I write a blog. Whatever your purpose is, I want to write a blog about getting healthy, or I want to write a blog about skydiving, defining a little purpose, so that way you kind of know where you're going when you sit down and you write, because writer's block happens to everybody,
Sure. And another thing that you were mentioning was the idea of define it.
Yes, define it. So know what you're writing
Right.
about. Know kind of like your who, what, where, when, why. Like
Right.
who you're writing to. If you're an audience of one where you want to set your blog to private, it's
Sure.
just for you, or you're an audience of hello world,
And then once
my thoughts.
everybody can see them right now.
So you define who, you define what you're writing about, you define how you're going to get it out there, and how often you're going to write it. So just think about it a little bit. What your purpose for your blog is.
And you mentioned live it.
Live it, yes. Well, I think my personal opinion is the best blogs are the ones that are just from your heart. They're your life blogs, okay? Meaning you're living what you're
It's
writing
so hard.
about.
You're putting all that out there, though.
Well, it doesn't have to be your personal life, but if it's something
Okay.
you love to do, like sometimes, you see, who's that famous blog? Perez Hilton, famous blogger. He blogs about entertainment
Okay.
and stuff like that. And people will see him and be like, wow, that's cool. I'm going to write a blog about the entertainment world. But they really don't know a lot about it. They don't live for that stuff.
So write what you know.
So it's hard. Yeah, write what you know, write what you live.
Okay.
If you want to blog about planning a party, then go ahead and plan your party. You know what I mean? And then blog about it. Just write what you live. It doesn't have to be your personal gory details of your life.
Okay.
But it could be like your hobbies or your interests or what you just love, Sometimes we forget what we're passionate about. We get so wrapped up in that daily running around in life. If you think back to what did I love to do when I was a kid, And then you can find things that you just love to do and love to write about.
Now, I know you were inspired to become a professional blogger by an experience that you had a few years ago,
Yes,
correct?
Absolutely, definitely.
You lost quite a bit of weight.
Yeah, well, I lost over 125 pounds. I actually changed my whole life. It wasn't just the weight loss, but, I overcame some health issues and just changed everything. And, for me...
Congratulations,
Thank
because
you.
that's phenomenal.
Thank you. But for me, finding ways to reach women, and it's not even about the weight. I feel like for me, finding ways to reach people to increase our self-esteem and feel good about ourselves and just let women know it's okay to not be airbrushed and perfect and have your makeup on, It's okay to just be and love yourself, and then you'll nurture yourself, because that was sort of what worked for me, was finding that self-love, and then
On the inside first.
Absolutely.
Love your soul and spirit,
yeah.
and worry
and
about
then
the
you
rest
nurture
later.
yourself. Like if you don't love plants, you're not going to water them. That's what I always say. So if you don't love yourself, you're not going to feed yourself well. You're not going to take care of yourself well. You're just going to feel like your butt looks big all the time, which is crazy, So I wanted to find a way to connect with people and with, women in particular.
And this is the way that you did it.
Definitely.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you so much for talking to me
Thanks for
about
having
blogging, Jennifer.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.